Hello friends, today I'll talk about what Siddhanta is. What is Siddhanta? I made a video about the same topic in Tamil, but since though it is a basic video, what Siddhanta is, but it's an important one too, so I'm making the same thing in English just to give you all an idea of what is Siddhanta. Nowadays, there are many people, there are many siddhas around who have long beard, long hair, matted hair, claiming to be siddhas. Long hair has got nothing to do with Siddhanta. You can have long hair or short hair, doesn't matter, but regardless of the length of the hair or the beard, it has got nothing to do with Siddhanta. The color of the dress, white or saffron or black, nothing to do with Siddhanta. It's just a color, and some people wear funny dress too, like the night gown of women, and they roam around. It has got nothing to do with Siddhanta. That is a way of attracting people or just to show off that they are special and so on. Some people teach how to breathe. That is the first thing which we all did when we were, let's say, just newborn babies, without anyone teaching us how to breathe. Of course, there is a logic behind that. There is a reasoning or there is a technique how to breathe and so on, because when your mind wavers here and there, the best way to control your mind is through your breath, and then you have peace. That's it. It's a very, very small portion in Siddhanta. Yes, it is true, it's a part of Siddhanta, but that itself is not Siddhanta. Breathing is a technique, that's it. So there are many teachers who teaches breathing, but that does not mean that they are siddhas. They could be teachers, like kindergarten teachers, primary, secondary. So they are teachers. Some people, in the name of yoga, they perform circus. They put their legs and preserve their body, and it's like, okay, it is important with yoga asanas. There are many, 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 many health benefits. It is important and it is a great thing for mankind. True, it is definitely useful for mankind, but that is not Siddhanta. Siddhas have written about many asanas or yoga postures, but that is not Siddhanta. Siddhanta itself means it is talking about the pure consciousness, finding out who we really are. That is Siddhanta. How to achieve it is Siddhanta. Anything else, they are not Siddhanta. That is not Siddhanta. But these gurus, the modern gurus, they have adapted the different Siddha techniques after learning a few verses or some techniques from the old ancient scriptures, and then they are using it in their own way to gain money, fame and name. But that does not mean that they are Siddhas. In order to understand what Siddhanta is, the concept behind Siddhanta, we need to compare that with religions. How does religions vary from Siddhanta? in religions, we have faith and belief, where someone is asked to believe something. For 10 generations, we have been, let's say, we would have worshipped a god. The 11th generation would be taught about that. And then, okay, you just follow what your parents did. And if you look very carefully in religions, it is always aiming for the afterlife, which is the things after death. They do not talk about the current life, the present moment, because they cannot justify anything. Whatever they read in their holy scriptures cannot be justified in the current moment. They say God is with you. Yeah, but then why do we have war? Why do we have famine? Why do we have floods? Is God killing you? So if you just take it literally, you cannot justify anything. Even the Puranic stories, Hindu scriptures, people killing. Parashurama killed many people and he's an avatar of God. How can you justify that? You cannot. So then those things are converted into religions, where you just accept what you have in front of you and then you follow it. There is nothing wrong. Yeah? Some people, they say they don't believe in God. Even they are living in this world. They too survive. So the concept of having a thought about God does not affect God himself. I repeat, regardless of what we think the color of sun is, the sun is not affected. Likewise, regardless of which religion you follow or what thought you have or which God you believe to be true, is not going to have an impact on God himself, because it is just a thought. It disappears when you go to bed and it comes back when you are awake. And how is Siddhanta different from religion? In order to understand Siddhanta goes back straight to the root of all the religions. In Christianity, you can take Jesus Christ. In Buddhism, Buddha. Islam, Prophet Muhammad. Siddhanta is trying to simulate those personalities by following their core principles, is Siddhanta. So Jesus said, me and Father are one. And Christians, how do they treat that word? It's a simple word. Me and Father are one. So from a Christian perspective, if you read that statement, oh, Jesus is part of Father, which is God. So Jesus is God. That's it. We worship Jesus. This is the religious perspective. Siddhanta is, Jesus said, me and Father are one. And they continue with the verse. And then they said, and I want you to become like that. So how do I become one with the Father or one with Jesus? The steps which the great souls have taken in order to attain that state which Jesus had achieved, they are called Siddhas. They are the ones whom I refer to as Siddhas. It is not only in Christianity. Siddhanta has existed everywhere throughout the world, because Siddhanta is a term which I am referring to, but it does not necessarily mean that the people from India, South India, Himalayas, no. In the Western world, they were called Gnostics. And they have been always suppressed. Why? Because when they come out with their level of achievement, this would have a great impact on religions. Let's say a group is following Christianity, and one Siddha says, I have achieved the same level as Jesus. And what happens to that religion? Is it easy to suppress a group or an individual? The individual. That's how Siddhanta was suppressed all over the world. Even in India, it has been suppressed heavily. The Shaivites, the Vaishnavites, they push Siddhanta to the floor, to the ground, and it was gone. Most of the texts were lost. But we do have some texts. People are currently researching on it. What do they find? This is important. See, we have one life. We are alive now. We invest our time into something. What did they find out? Is God and man are one. That's it. So it is not proudly saying that I am God. No. Not based on the ego. No. After a series of long and hard work, they have realized, they have known that God is one with man. That's it. Now, if you look into the words of these great personalities, you will find amazing similarities. Amazing similarities. Jesus said, before Abraham, I am. Okay, before Jesus was born 2000 years back, and he says that before Abraham, not I was. Note that. Not I was, I am. Very few people understand the meaning of this. What happens is, when someone reaches that level of consciousness, the concept of time disappears. That's it. And then one realizes that it is just him and God, okay, you can say that, which exists in the world, in a body. That's it. There is a great Sufi Muslim man, Mansur al-Hallaj. He said, I am the truth. He's a great guy, a Siddha. I am the truth, and he was killed. You should read about The Interior Castle, a book written by Saint Teresa of Avila. It explains, that book explains how the achievement or the union of man with God is achieved. In Hinduism, this is called as yoga. Not the yoga day and where people sit white and white, breathe and take pictures. No, that is not yoga. That is not yoga. The real term yoga is the one which is mentioned by Saint Teresa of Avila, for example. They are all the same. since these concepts have been adapted by religions long time back, they look differentiated. They appear to be different, but they are not different. They are talking about the same thing. And the journey which the human being goes through has been documented by various people. The dark night of the soul, read that, St. John of the Cross. They are nothing but the same type of experiences experienced by some great Tamil Siddhas too. So if you look everything from the religious perspective, they seem to be different, but in fact they are not. So what is the primary difference between Siddhanta and religion? Or how do we define? Because there is a huge level of confusion about what Siddhanta is, and people are being cheated in that name. So what is the primary difference? The concept is, we all know that the earth is stable. We come to the earth, we are born on earth, we live, we die, and we move on. The earth is stable. I think I have already told this in one another video. Siddhanta means you are the truth. You are here. This world appears in front of you and it goes away, but you are always there. Realizing this personally is Siddhanta, and the one who has realized this is a Siddha. That's it. Not easy. Not easy at all to realize such a thing. The ones, let's say, who wanted to have a simple life without any difficulty, they take the path of going to church, temples and praying and so on, so on. But once you cross those things, and then once they understand that it is the mind which plays a lot of things, then they start to look into ways of controlling the mind. And then the breathing helps and so on, so on. And then the next step, trying to understand who you really are and so on, so on. If you want to understand deeper, more, if you want to go deeper, you should take the verses, the sayings of Jesus and compare it with Upanishads. You will find amazing similarities. In fact, that is the way to understand the sayings of Jesus. Take Upanishads and try to look for the meaning. In the Puranas and Vedas, you will not find anything. Upanishads. That is the guideline. Upanishads and the Siddha texts from Agatya or Thirumolar or anyone. Try to read them. Not easy. The simplest form is Upanishads, I would say. So since it is a Siddhanta is a very, very big topic, I'll try to cover it in bits and pieces on what really Siddhanta is. And then I will also give you some areas where people do really play. Maybe that will help. Thank you and see you next time.